I want to hear it.
Not right now.
Yes, now, Dusty Bun.
Wait. Okay.
Super friend, where are you? Found you hiding here in the near clear blue.
He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
What?
Hey, the Pro Show is on!
Awesome! Let's turn it on.
Guys? Where'd you go?
Morty, let's check in on Ryan Johnson's new trilogy.
Okay.
I bypassed the compressor.
What did you do, Ray?
Son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Now, he was okay, after 6-7 weeks. Okay? They get over it. Kids are resilient like that.
Yeah. I hate it.
It's the standard, what would George do?
I don't want you here.
So sorry, George. I didn't think it would go like this.
Blimey, you fools.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Weird.
Stay away from liquor, kids.
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The Force will be with you. Always.
That's how winning is done.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
That's what she said.
I am Batman.
If I won tonight, I would come home and we'd celebrate. Well, I'm coming home, we're celebrating. God bless you all.
Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become.
It's scooping time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to ProVision 3D.
All right, everyone, put on your opera glasses.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
You know that you've been taught the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Yes, Pa.
Autobots, roll out.
I'm bringing the party to you.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money.
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Chicken jockey.
All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man.
Are you okay?
You'll never take our freedom!
From the redwoods of California to the hills of Tennessee to the Rockies in the Sunshine State and Maine with that bright and shining sea. From coast to coast in North America, it's time for your host with the most, bringing you all the entertainment news that should be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the WDW Pro Show! Well, Lord, it's like a Cat 5 landed on YouTube today and on the social medias and everywhere. You got the problems, you got the glitches, you got Murphy doing his Murphy stuff. And then what you know it, there's just not a news out there in the Hollywood media to keep everybody satiated. So we're making our own drama around here. YouTubers going at each other. You got attacks from left and right and flanking and oh my, Lorne. You know, Lorne, how are we ever going to manage this? How are we going to get through this? How are we going to use our talent on loan from Walt?
Well, that's a pretty tall order, but I can tell you how I'm going to do it. See, I was gifted tonight with a membership by Scott, who gifted 5 WDW Pro memberships. One of them went to me, and I like to think that one was supposed to go to Caveman.
Is there some way that Caveman can get your gifted membership, or is this symbolic empathy?
I think it's just the universe laughing at all of us and giving every person that can get a membership except that guy.
Oh, Caveman, are you out there? Caveman, let us know. Oh, oy vey. Lorne gets the membership and Caveman is still gray. Folks, there's no way. And we're not asking you. Let me just preface this. This is not, don't think that Pro is trying to manipulate you into showing me what's up. There is no way we can have the kind of show we had the other day. Now, we can have a great show, and we're going to. And we are going to peruse the news in a way that nobody else can. We are going to evaluate what's going on with the drama. And yes, Canadians, I mean drama. That's all over the place. But we had what, Lauren? 300 gifted memberships the last show?
394.
And 150 gifted memberships on that Park Place.
Yep.
The latest show.
It was a very generous day. I don't know what's gotten into people, but thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Greatest community online. There's none better. None better. And folks, you've come here for a show. We're going to give you a show, but we are not, I repeat, not going to give you a circus. We instead are going to circle around the Hollyweirds and everything they fear, which is logic. And Lauren, I've just been notified that not only did you receive a gifted membership and Caveman did not, but you're also getting a ring. In a world in which franchises are being broken every day, only one man, cloned, can save the day. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll wipe smog from your eyes. Join Lorne Connor as he takes on an epic quest. It's Lord of the Rings.
One sword to guide me, one heart to bind me.
All I have to do is drop it at a time now, Frodo Lord. My fingers don't want to let go.
All right, folks, we got more joining us right now. Take a look at this. We got Vash Sky, and I tell you what, guys, let me move you where I know you need to go. Right there. That looks good. That looks great. Vash Sky joining us from Vash Sky Parkcast. Had another live stream today of excellence. Vash, welcome back, sir.
Thank you so much for having me, Pro. Very, very happy to be here and very happy to be amongst all of you. Yes, a great show for sure. And we expect to have a great one tomorrow. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh, late night.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Folks, go over there and subscribe to Vash Sky. He is a good guy on screen and off. He's done things that people don't even know about. He is so good. And I want you to get over there and support the good people because we need more good people in places. And we'll prove that tonight than ever before. Culture Casino, the purple potato eater, not people eater, purple potato eater is back with us. Culture, I heard a dish. Are you? Wait a minute. What is that? What do you?
Oh, well, no, I have.
Did you bring enough for everybody, Culture?
I have Brussels sprouts.
That is not a Brussels sprout. There's no way on God's green earth that's about. Hold that up to the camera.
Okay.
Okay, maybe it is.
So
from afar, it looked like an empty mushroom cap.
No, and delicious grilled chicken. Look, I eat. I like a king every night. Between myself and the boss, we make sure we eat healthy. And I can't tell other people to do what I do if I don't do it, right? So I have to do it. So I do it every day. I eat good. And so should you. It keeps you alive longer if you take good care of your health.
This brought to you by Big Vegetable. All right, folks. I was going through the files today and was cleaning things up and organizing. And Lauren, I have found the audio, the full audio for the Lorne of the Rings. There's a full song to it, and it's on the way, sir. We're working on it. Marvin's song coming out first, but these things are coming, folks, hopefully next week. Let's get to it, though. We got big news all across, and we are not going to cross our members. No. We're going to make sure everybody is happy, so put all arms, legs, feet inside the vehicle at all times as this show is moving. Ladies and gentlemen, right here from the World View Bros, becoming a YouTube member, welcome aboard. We'll have some member-exclusive content tomorrow at the end of the Pro Show. And then TPP members, you got member-exclusive time at the end of Friday's show. Way to go! Scott Westbrook is out there dropping 5 WDW Pro memberships. I'm going to click the button. I just need to let everybody know. When I click this button, I know things are going to screw up because I have not even prepped the button. So prepare thyself. StreamYard, what? Okay, that's it. That's all it did. It just switched it to Lorne and Apollo.
You got my background. That's neat.
Yeah, and it dropped the Chiron. But other than that, we
muted
survived.
muted me, but
and muted culture.
That's fine.
Oh, StreamYard. Hey, we're doing okay, right? Murphy's not got us yet. All right, let's go to Scott's clip right now. Scott, thank you so much. Appreciate you, buddy. Where's the clip? Come on, Scott, your clip. We also have Eric Stratton out there gifting 5 more pro memberships.
Every time a membership is gifted, a content creator gets his wings.
Is that gendered language?
We're not at Magic Kingdom, Dad.
Da-da-da-da-da. Folks, it keeps flowing. Look at this. We're still going flying blind on a rocket cycle, dropping 5 more pro memberships so you can enjoy that member-exclusive content coming tomorrow. Check us out because we may have big announcements for Paramount, Skydance, Netflix, Warner Bros. Tomorrow. You know where to go. The Pro Show at noon. We've also got Patrick Ganaway out there dropping 5 Wunderbar memberships for the WDW Pro Channel. Thank you so much.
I want to hear it.
Not right now.
Yes, now, Dusty Bun.
Wait. Okay.
We need rest. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
Spongy and bruised, but not our intellect, never. Anthony is out there dropping a membership. Anthony, thank you so much. We really do appreciate you. And now, folks, let's get to those who have sent in the chats. And we got a big one right here. Pastor of Muppets. A man who I don't know if we could do the show without him.
True.
He brings his green felty self every single time. Supports us. Brings not only the felt, but the faith. Yep. Pastor of Muppets for 5. This Friday, ladies and gentlemen, we are now 2 days away.
Oh.
Some might say a day and a half away. February the 27th, a day which shall live in infamy. Not like that one, though. No. I turn, says Pastor Muppets, 40 years young. Probably won't be on tomorrow morning. So I'm just saying now.
Welcome to old fartdom.
Oh, hey, come on, Lord. He's a spring chick. What are you doing? This is one of our best guys. He's a spring chick, Lauren. That's not what you're supposed to say.
No.
This is when all of your joints are going to start announcing their presence. It's when you wake up in the morning and you feel awful and you wonder why, and it's because you slept incorrectly somehow.
Who is this ray of sunshine taking? Look at the smile on this man's face. He's taking such glee in it.
This is Cranky Casino tonight, except that it's not me.
It's a great time of life, let me tell you.
Look, and if you stop eating seed oils, none of those things happen.
Pastor of Muppets, listen. You are a young man. You are just getting started. You're not on the back 9 yet. Have fun and enjoy that birthday.
You know, you get to have your proctology exam earlier these days.
Oh,
it's
great.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was heard.
Wish
Blow out your candles.
Now, if any of you out there are wondering why is there a T-Rex in an astronaut suit dancing in a disco club, I would ask you, have you ever been a kid? Really?
Oh, we needed one. We needed one of those.
Everybody needs one.
Yeah.
Patrick in away for 5. Grace Randolph will be getting big on the humble pie.
Ooh.
It's the subscriber numbers. It's the subscriber numbers, Lauren. If the subscriber numbers start going down, Grace is gonna, she's gonna frown. Bad times.
She got ratioed. Is that the right term? Ratioed.
Thank the Lord you said ratioed. I didn't know where that was going.
Right on the cusp there.
Where's the glass? Where's the bottle? We're checking that man right now. Grace,
None.
here's the deal. Here's the
Water.
deal. Okay, he's had enough. All right. Water sucks. Water's great. It's better. Here's the deal about Grace. And I'm going to explain this when we get. There's a psychological study here to be had, okay? And I'm not making fun of her here. This is legit. There are certain personality types, they will not give an inch. And the problem is, if you're not going to give an inch, you're going to run up against the ultimate trap. And there is no bigger trap for Grace Randolph than a disabled man who was there to receive an award for being a disabled man and for helping other disabled people. Why? Because they can't control what they say. And then, oh, by the way, the award shows people, they manipulated and edited it so that it sounded like he was being racist when he was yelling things all night long. Grace, I know you've never said this before, but it's time to say it. I'm sorry. Chef Eddie for 5. Nobody better say anything bad about Wilton. Wait a minute. You got to be kidding me. Of all the things that are happening online right now, of all the attacks that are going on, we're worried about that little 2-foot fake troll. This is who we're... Nobody better say anything bad about Wilton. He is a poor... Oh, no, here's the grift. He is a poor, handicapped troll with no legs. I see the angle now. He can't help what he says or does. He's a troll. He's going to use that. You know that. He's watching. He will use this.
They'll make him safe in the UK, but in his own country, it doesn't help. But
folks, we're going to have a charity to make sure this does not apply to Wilton. It's coming out soon. A legacy. No. Legacy. It's coming. No. Yeah. I know. He loves those things. Kaylee out for 5. World-class Bull Crappers was reporting that Ollie's discount retainer has 57,333 Star Wars figures company-wide aged at least 2023. Wilton is rich. Just imagine. That number probably goes up by a factor of 5 once you start counting the Rose Tico dolls that are in some warehouse or buried in under the 15 stacks of cinder blocks next to the ET games.
Actually, that would be the fascinating thing if we could get the breakdown of what those figures are, because I would really like to know.
Bunch of Solo and a bunch of Rogue One. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be just all Solo Rogue One figures.
What was the bad girl? What was the bad girl chick in Obi-Wan? Was that Reva? Was that her name? Reva. Yeah. I'm going to bet there's some Revas in there. Bad girl chick.
They make an action figure of her?
Oh, Vash. Rub that salt in the wound, Vash.
Hey, your lightsaber approved.
Hey, they really look. They had a great time with the Shuri copter from Marvel. So
yeah, different franchise, though, a different landfill. Patrick, get away for 5. Who messed with Mrs. Murphy? Nobody better mess with Mrs. Murphy because Mr. Murphy will come out and mess up all your stuff.
All true.
And then Highlander is out there for 5 for Vash's return. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Vash, people have been asking about this, and it's too personal. And now that I know that you've had these things, and I know how bad kidney stones hurt, I can't make fun of it anymore because you're still suffering from them. Is that correct? You still have said kidney stones?
And he's not even 40 yet.
Oh, sure, he's a pup. He's a kid.
Oh, Pastor Muppets, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those things, right? Sometimes you pass them, sometimes you don't. Unclear, but not suffering from pain now.
Good.
Bro, if you want to play it, you can go ahead.
I don't have the clip anymore, but I'll tell you this. what we have all found out is that Vash is the strongest man in the universe, because when I had kidney stones, I was in the fetal position. I tried to go from the bed to the medicine cabinet, and I army crawled my way halfway there and realized I wasn't going to make it. I didn't get there. I had to call for help at 3 a.m. and say, please, anyone come. The demons have arrived and they're in the back of my spine. And Vash goes and does shows instead.
How old were you when you first had them?
Let's see. That'd have been about 30. Are you asking me or Vash?
You. I know Vash isn't 30.
Let's see. Maybe 32, somewhere around there. Maybe before that. Maybe 29. What are you laughing about? What are you having a good? What?
Just all the various ailments that attack in the various stages of life. Just all the things to look forward to.
This man has a sickness, folks.
He's got a vicious
Look
streak
at this guy
here.
go.
It's like
spite and hate. That's what it is. It's spite and hate.
This is the kind of guy who watches people get injured in the Olympics and cheers for it. Says,
he was like, oh, wow, Lindsey Vonn went down. That's fantastic.
Oh, no, we can't go to the specifics, Culture.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, he did. Kaylee for 5. Culture, enjoy that chicken. I have some on. Broccoli and baby carrots.
Oh,
myself with chilled spring water. I need to hibernate. Heal tonight.
This is a person after my own heart, because like tonight I was like researching the best possible preparation for salmon on stainless steel cookware, and I'm going to tell you, there's nothing better than wild caught salmon on stainless steel cookware. I've been doing it right my whole life, so I feel vindicated.
I wouldn't eat it on anything less than freshly polished copper.
Well, that also works, but you remember, you never after you oil your pan, that's when you turn your heat on. After you put the salmon skin down on top of the pan.
Why are you doing shows like this? Why do you not have a cooking channel?
No, I'm good. My gardening channel, that garden place, in conjunction with our friends here on
For the love of Zeus's beard, man.
Yeah, I know.
You have a passion.
I know I do. I have a passion. I have a passion for food and for all of you taking care of yourself.
You're the Paula Deen of arugula.
Food and freedom. That's culture.
I love it. I love it. Freedom is the most important thing, and I have a T-shirt that says as much. So there you go.
Well, if the T-shirt says it, I won't argue with it. Maravita is out there for $4.99. I made it alive again. Oh, no. Sorry, Maravita. I did not read that correctly. I made a live again. Oh,
yeah.
Really didn't know how that was working. If there were times, would gift more, but had to buy a new dryer. Friday, I finally find out what is wrong with my gallbladder. Progress, yay!
Maravita, you deserve so much better. And the gallbladder is like the weirdest organ in your body. You know,
really.
It's the worst bladder, really.
It's. It's like you need it, but like it's not like an ancillary organ that should be eliminated, like the appendix, which just collects actual fingernails and things like that.
I don't know, Culture. Maybe they're going to discover all the purple potatoes you eat. That's what the appendix was there for the entire time. Nobody knew.
The vestigial organ. When you get the name vestigial, that's like that means.
Do you have your appendix, Culture?
No, it was removed.
See, that's what this is all about. You're angry.
No, I'm not angry. It almost killed me. So no, I'm not angry about that at all.
It almost killed you, and you don't hold any kind of
there's no grudge.
Angst against it. Okay, no grudge.
No. My blood pressure, on the other hand, we could talk about it at the time.
May his appendix rest in peace. Flying blind on Rocket Cycle for 5. Go Wilton. Semper Glutine Libero. Boy, they're stuck on Wilton. SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor for 5. Culture. You know, you go off screen the second we get one that's for you.
Sorry.
What is wrong with you? What are you doing, man? Come on, step it up.
Well, I was listening to the Big Glue lecture, and I was just saying, hey, like, they're stuck on Wilton.
I am stuck on Band-Aid brand. All right, Culture. Hope you like the USS Cranky Culture Casino.
I do. I love it so much.
Okay, now, wait a minute. How do I say this stuff?
It's a 5 Nancell.
Nancell?
Yeah. This is a Star Trek nomenclature.
And is it misspelled as well?
No.
It's the capitalization's off. It's a 5 nacelle NX Refat X class. Think Galaxy X from the next generation, but 22nd century instead of the 23rd.
Yes.
Year of Heck ship. I'm not sure what that's regarding.
That's true.
Thoughts from me. I don't know why he's asking me, because this is your ship.
Well, no. Hey, I have to 3D print this at some point, so,
We put this much thought into a ship for a guy who wants to... You don't care about ships, you care about arugula.
No, I love starships. I think Star Trek ships are the greatest pieces of space architecture there is.
People, listen to me. If you want to get this guy going, you don't send him a toy. You send him a seed for some item that only grows in, South America on top of the mountains of Patagonia.
Well, that might work, but you know what? Don't send me seeds for trumpet flowers, because apparently those are bad. Because that guy over on the island got some of those, and they were not there for good purposes. Just going to say.
The only comments that I would make on this design, if I'm understanding it right, is that I actually do like the NX series of ships, but remember,
they're amazing.
That's the original series. And so if you're thinking Galaxy class, that was a much larger ship even than the original series. So I think if you're in the NX line, you would have to put it post-Enterprise, pre the original series, and I'd probably cut it down from 5 nacelles to 4, because 5 is going to give it an unbalanced look.
No.
I would cut it down to at least 17 smigwas.
Not with the center. Again, you have to just keep considering a center nacelle and 2 exteriors.
And
go ahead.
No. I was going to say a very serious comment about 2.5 star flats wide.
So I'm guessing you're thinking of it as kind of like a hot rod fin off the back.
No, it needs it. It needs the center nacelle.
And a Gorflage.
Obviously, where's the drive power come from?
Man, you got no Gorflage, you got no power.
I would see them as being balanced if you have them. You have the 2 coming off the back as normal, and then I guess here we're talking about dorsal and ventral. So I would see 2 coming off dorsal, 2 coming off ventral.
We're discussing fish
now? And a center line for primarily, the impulse power.
I swear you guys have Tourette's.
You can go in that center nacelle. You go from impulse power you can go into warp. I think you get warp 1 out of that single nacelle.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the most nerd conversation. It cannot be Tourette's. It is 100% nerds.
I want to help your class better understand this illness. Piss!
For WDW Pro Fan for 10, to break into this nerd conversation with these ultimate nerds up there with their snarflats and their phalanges, they demand inclusion of people with Tourette's. When the syndrome shows itself, they get offended and triggered by that syndrome and then demand the man be excluded and canceled. Ironic, LOL. I heard that Grace Randolph. I heard, I can't prove this, but I heard that once upon a time that Michael J. Fox stood up to give a toast to a very stunning and brave minority. And as he gave the toast, as Michael J. Fox is sometimes apt to do, he spilled some water, which was disrespectful. And Grace Randolph, and all the courage and poise and, all of the goodness that you would expect from Grace, kicked him right in the balls. That's what I heard.
That sounds like something you'd want to go back to the future to try and prevent.
What? Why am I not surprised that the only man who laughed was Lauren? At the pain? Why would you laugh at Michael J. Fox? He's a good man. Why would you laugh at him being kicked in the...
I don't know. I guess I just have a sadistic streak.
Lauren's non-AI bald spot for $199. Just wait for male pattern baldness to strike you. Pastor, you don't know anything about that culture. I don't even hear from you. Pastor of Muppets for 5 for the Wilton Leg Fund. It's one fund I hope doesn't leg it out. And Anthony for 20. Crowns, great to see Vash. Go, Pro Show, go. Finally, we've got Dove 471 for 5, a donation for the little toe on Wilton's left leg. Oh. The most sinister toe of all.
I believe we have that's about $5 worth, right, Vash?
Vash, do we have a response from Grace right now? Do we have anything going on on her channel tonight?
I don't know if we have anything going on her channel, but I think we have an image of who she believes herself to be. And I think this is an accurate representation.
The Melanin Messiah has arrived.
Yes. Indeed.
Go, Go, Grace, go, protecting everybody else as a white female who, well, she's making it all about her these days. I don't know if you guys know that.
Doesn't that feel like a little Matrixy?
Principal Victoria, there's something you need to know. Carmen's Tourette's isn't real. He's faking.
That's what Grace said.
Oh, she's not nice. Okay.
That's what Grace said.
This is the kind of intolerance you teach at the school, Principal Victoria?
Okay, so, like, where's the empathy in Hollywood for somebody that is stricken with this affliction his entire life, who had a film made about him and his struggles and the fact that he's an activist for this particular, like, affliction? Where is that, Grace? If you understand anything about Tourette's, he couldn't control what he was doing. It's part of the tics.
Culture.
What?
We've already done this, man. We know. We know what Grace was thinking.
Okay. What was she thinking?
Okay. Culture. What young starlet set the world ablaze with everything she had to say?
Rachel
Zegler.
Zegler.
Rachel Zegler. Lauren is reading my mind. And what did we do with all those dwarfs who wanted to play the dwarfs? We said, shut your little dwarven mouths and go hide somewhere. We're using CGI because the only way we can include you is to exclude you in love. And that's what Grace has said now to everybody with a disability is, oh, when I walk in the room, if you can't stand up out of your wheelchair, then get your little paralyzed butt into a closet somewhere and don't come out of it. You stay with Tom Cruise because I, Grace Randolph, will tell you what to do.
To be fair, as long as your disability is convenient, we'll go ahead. We'll showcase it. If it's not, though, Grace is here to save the day. I think that's appropriate.
So we need to come up with the phrase like inconvenient disability.
I think we can do that.
That's an inconvenient truth.
John Maynor out there for $19.99. I propose you guys do a Firefly watch party. Thank you, John. That's a great idea. We've got Hail Mary coming out, Project Hail Mary. We'll be doing that one. We got the Mario movie coming out. We got all kinds of stuff that we're going to be doing, but a Firefly watch party sounds cool to me.
When a pirate shares his treasure with you, know that it came at a cost, even from the likes of someone such as Captain John Maynor.
And then
I love that clip. That's one of my favorites. You know that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Beautiful.
Playing some slow.
Golden hour. Mm-hmm. And finally, finishing us out.
Speaking of Golden Hour, didn't Snow White feature Golden Hour for like most of the movie?
If that's what you want to call that shade of yellow, sure.
Okay.
Original White Horse for $1.99. Finishing out the super chats before we go to the first story. Semper Glutine Libero for the wart on Wilton's leg. But wait a minute here. Original White Horse, are you pulling a very interesting botanical pun on us? Because, Culture, I don't know if you know. I know you know. That is not a wart with an A. That is a wart with an O, which would suggest that the dampened areas between Wilton's toes, some call them the troll crevices, are growing greenery.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Wilton's wart.
I don't want to talk about that or wormwood or anything else that was referred to in the early part of Harry Potter by the man that felt very grievously sad and injured by the death of his mother, Lily.
Fall Hard, 81 for $20. We were gonna wrap it up there, folks, but for $20, we'll get this one. I get Lauren's dark humor. Misery loves company after all. Look, Misery, this man's the happiest, jolliest guy you ever seen. Yeah. He rains sunshine wherever he goes, but he loves a good kick in the crotch. He loves when somebody takes a stumble down the stairs. But illness and pain aren't the only joys of age. There's also... What was I talking about again?
I want to clarify. I like a good kick in the stones when it's happening to somebody else. I am not myself an advocate of kicking me in the stones. Oh. That's not something that makes me happy.
Oh, well, at least you're not a masochist then. At least we've cleared that up. Yeah.
I see.
And Saber Tooth Raptor for 5. Culture, I sent you an email of the ship from my last super. Show it to Lauren. Would like Pro's thoughts and Vash's too.
Oh, all right. Well, let me visit my email.
We'll come back to that, folks. We'll come back to that. He's going to go check and see how many Gutenwogs or You know, in the verticality
Nan
of the
cells.
in the shoe offs. Big stuff, folks. Big stuff out there.
Nacelles, excuse me.
All right, well, it's time. We have spent a long time on these super chats, and folks, we love to because it's a great way to start the show. Almost 800 of you joining us right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the biggest story sweeping Hollywood. This time, it's not Grace Randolph, if you can believe it. It's not even the BAFTAs. It's the fact that Disney is going all in on AI. Ladies and gentlemen, before we even get into this story, I need to explain something to you very seriously when it comes to how you can understand the not-so-serious Holly Weirds. Variety is what they call a trade. It's a trade publication. Yeah, it's in a business lecture here, in jargon. It's one of several. Deadline is another, right? What are some other, what do we got on the other trades? We got Variety, Deadline,
Hollywood Reporter, and The Wrap.
No, The Wrap is not a trade. Surely not.
Technically, it is. I mean, that's what Susan Waxman wants to pretend that it is.
Okay, they want to be a trade. Okay.
Well, and then let's be honest. If you want to pay for trade, our friends over at Puck Media would qualify.
Yeah. Trade adjacent. Okay, so the reason I say this,
a rag?
No, that's a rag. That's a tabloid.
The reason, folks, that I bring this up and explain what Variety is because the trades are there to project the orthodoxy of the day when it comes to Hollywood. They tell the people at the water coolers in LA what they should be saying, what is okay, what's not.
Right.
And Variety has made the change. We were all supposed to believe that it's just war. War, what is it good for against AI in Hollywood? But Variety has made the switcheroo, and it just happened. Disney CEO Bob Iger has described his successor, Josh D'Amaro, as a leader who views AI as an opportunity rather than a threat. And you'll notice that Variety is not pushing back, and you'll notice that the other trades are not pushing back, and that is because this is now the official line of Hollywood. We're doing this. Quote, you're seeing it supercharge these creatives in amazing ways, D'Amaro told Disney-owned ABC News. If you are to walk over to their studios today and see them using AI, harnessing 70 years of history, this is when the Walt Disney Company thrives. When technology intersects with brilliant people and creativity, take a look at that line. If you were to walk over there to their studios today and see them using AI. Now, I had not heard this before. This is the first time hearing it, that Disney is acknowledging, yes, right now, we're using AI. It's official. We've got this piece out of Variety. This is where it comes from. It was around 5 in the morning on Disneyland's 70th birthday in the summer of 2025 when tens of thousands of staffers and guests had arrived early to watch Josh D'Amaro, Bob Iger ring in the anniversary in the park's Esplanade. This goes on and on and on and on. This is a piece that is supposed to be utterly positive about Josh D'Amaro. There was only one problem when it was there for the 70th. Josh D'Amaro was nowhere to be found. Why? Listen to this, folks. The legend of Josh. Handlers scrambled to find the chairman of the parks. The executives were set to ring in the New York Stock Exchange bell. Finally, they found him. He, Josh D'Amaro, man of the people, had slipped under the ropes and gone to the back of the crowd and was walking among clusters of employees, shaking hands and chatting. Quote, that's a custom of his to always go to the people furthest from the stage and do his Josh thing, says Marcus Buckingham, leadership expert. Design, Love In, How to Unleash the Most Powerful Force in Business. That's D'Amaro's upcoming book. Okay. So the story here is he's a great guy. He's a good guy. He loves the people. And why do they have to tell you that? And it's true, by the way. That's all we've heard, Vash. Josh D'Amaro's great. He's groovy. He's actually genuinely kind to people. That's true, right?
I mean, that's allegedly what we hear. However, I don't know if it was so kind to tell a slate of Imagineers, hey, you only have 18 months to relocate, uproot from California, relocate to Florida, or else you lose your job. I don't know how kind that was, but allegedly, he has an empathetic heart right there. This Friday piece actually details an incident where the company faced massive layoffs. I believe they laid off around 28,000 people around the time of the pandemic, and he was right there hearing them grieve, seeing them cry.
Man, all that's true. And here's the weird thing. After a personal interaction with him more than once. I can just say that he really does engage with the crowd. He loves to talk to park goers specifically and hear out what they have to say about the recent offerings, the line they're currently standing in, their thoughts about the attractions, and things like that. I will also say, to support what Vash said, he also has a history of doing whatever it is upper management wants him to do. The question is, now that he's upper management, will that change?
Well, it appears to be things are changing, and what's changing to is not what we've been told the Hollyweirds want to do. Take a listen to this. What is at the top of Josh Tomorrow's list of things to do? What is Disney's priority going into the next 2 years? Here we go. Out of Variety. Again, remember, mouthpiece of entertainment. But viral videos may not have the same tsunamic impact as artificial intelligence, which Disney is still trying to navigate, engaging in legal battles over copyright with some startups in the space while investing $1 billion in OpenAI. Animation is synonymous with Disney's brand, and AI is reducing the cost of producing those movies. Yeah, reducing them to nothing in terms of cost, deflating it almost down to zero. However, it is also flattening the playing field, allowing users to create animated work without the backing of a major studio. It will take a deft hand to navigate AI, an inevitable force, and yet a major point of sensitivity in the creative community. Iger has described Tomorrow as someone who views technology as an opportunity rather than a threat. Now, we've read that quote. We won't read it again. But listen to this. Disney has long maintained that its library of animated characters from Cinderella to Stitch, as well as the brands that Iger snapped up during his tenure as CEO, such as Marvel and Star Wars, enabled the company to overpower the competition. That may be true. However, they can't alter the fact that the shift to streaming is leading to the collapse of the cable business, depriving Disney of a major source of its profits. Why do they go to this one, folks? Because what they're trying to say is, why must Disney take hold of AI?
Because they have to.
Right. That's exactly right, Vash. Because streaming failed. Why did streaming fail as a financial institution for Disney? Because they didn't give us what we wanted, and now they've got to come up with excuses. And the way they're going to fix this is to go full-blown, all-in on AI, guys. And Hollywood, through the trades, is declaring loud and proud, this is what we're going to do. Creatives, stand with us or be put under our shoe. That's the way this is going to go. Lauren, okay, I was going to go to somebody else, but Lauren is disagreeing fully. And Mr. Curmudgeon, what say you, Lauren, Mr. Disagreeable?
He wants a cranky video. I can tell you right now.
Go ahead, Lauren.
The more they tighten their grip, the more things will slip through their fingers. Is what my position is that you can try and control things. You are successfully controlling things when it comes to Google's AI, at least, because they have gotten very risk averse for allowing you to generate anything. But ultimately, these tools are going to be in the hands of the users. You can run a local LLM. You can produce what you want. You can't go after everybody. You can try and create a few example cases if that's what you want to do, but that's going to harm your PR more than it's already been harmed. So your best bet is to stop trying to control everything and instead do a joint license of some type where you profit from what other people create and own it. I don't like that model, but I think that's the only successful model that's going to work.
Let me present you guys with an alternative thought here. Vash, you go and run with it. You don't know what it is yet, but I know you'll be able to run with this. Okay. Part of that article talks about how genius it is, the way Disney has set this up, where now Dana Walton, not Wilton, that Dana Walton, is in charge of everything creative.
Yes.
But Josh Tomorrow is the guy pushing AI, is what the Trade magazine tells us. Variety says. Vash, is this them setting up a situation where they say, blame it on Josh? Dana didn't do this. Dana, this is a Josh Tomorrow. This is Tomorrowland. Project Tomorrowland doing AI. Don't blame it on our girl. She's one of us, not Josh. He's a theme park loser. He's Bob Chapek 2.0. Is that the play here, Vash?
I believe it is. Apparently, this article sets up the fact that, Josh Tomorrow is providing autonomy to Dana Walton. Oh, go ahead, run creative. I'll defer to my betters. I'll defer to people who know the business better than I. That's actually within that article itself right there, that Josh Tomorrow is comfortable with that idea. You are setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up to be basically Peter Rice, is what you're setting yourself up for, or maybe even Bob Chapek.
Hang on, Vash. Tell the folks out there, tell those who may be new to the channel, who's Peter Rice, what happened to him?
Peter Rice was the former executive actually in Dana's position when Fox was originally acquired by Disney. And then Bob Chapek said, you know what? I'm not liking what you're doing. Maybe you have out for me, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of you before you get rid of me. And Dana Walden took up that position in Peter Rice's place and said, hey, I am supportive of Bob Chapek until she took that same dagger to him in December. And unfortunately, we know what happened then. Now, what's very interesting here is that he's just like, hey, you know what? She knows creative. We're going to let her do what she wants to do. Even Alan Bergman, who used to report directly to the CEO, that being Bob Iger in this case, and that incident right there is the one.
Can we just hold for a second? Vash.
Please.
That man has never rang a bell in his life.
No.
Look at that.
That's true.
He clearly does not understand the physics of a bell.
It's fine. It's fine. And look, I just want to say, Vash is 100% right. Because this is a media strategy, this is executed in political circles all the time. You put somebody out in front artificially because you're about to take their legs out from underneath them, right, Vash?
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's absolutely what you do. Alan Bergman, like I was saying before, used to report directly to Bob Iger. Now, he doesn't report to Josh Giammarro. Oh, no. He reports to Dana Walden. Dana Walden is taking creative control of the entire company. And they're setting up for two scenarios. One, she does very, very well in the creative space, and Disney rises. But that credit will be given to her. If it fails, if she flounders, it'll be Josh Giammarro holding the bat. That's what they're setting up, I do believe. And this is playing out exactly like I thought it would, really. I mean, Josh Giammarro, it's one of these things where he either gets rid of her or get rid of him.
And ultimately, what I think Wall Street's play is I think, Lauren, this is what the Hollyweirds are going to have to accept. Disney is going to license their characters out to AI, and they're going to make a lot of money off of it because the people out there, the fans who use that stuff, are going to make better stuff than Disney's been making for decades, and it's going to run away, and it's going to make a lot of money, and it's going back to the mouse's coffers. And very little, if any, will go back to the content creators out there who love these IPs and choose not to make their own stuff, but make Disney stuff instead.
Correct in principle, but I do suspect that as much as Disney tries to control it, they will not be able to control it completely. There are going to be people generating this stuff not using OpenAI's service. They'll be generating it locally and filtering it out through various means. It will embarrass Disney, especially if something really good gets created. And I think Disney is in store for more embarrassment. If they were smart, they'd be licensing out a lot of their stuff, not just worrying about AI. They'd license it out to third parties who actually care about the properties. One of the best examples that I can give from the old EU days is Dark Horse Comics, who produced a ton of lore that became the foundation. That was from people who knew the universe better than any of the folks that are in their story groups today.
And we're going to get to the point where, and it's not far away, it's really not. At most, we're talking years, but we're not decades, we're years at most, and maybe less than that. We're almost at the point where you can hand a comic over to, just take a photo of it, the various pages, and throw that into AI, and it'll make a movie out of it. We're not far away from that happening.
We're getting very close, and that's what I'm looking forward to be fair. Because, I love my character. I think that the music video that you created, Pro, is not only artistic, but just honestly, it captures the essence of, a superhero that just wants everybody to be well and to eat
really
good.
the greatest superhero of all time.
It might actually be, but beyond all of that, I agree with Lauren, and this is the future of AI should be governed by the people who want to lead it forward. It should be licensed out. So I'll give you an example, and this is one I used in a video recently. I think you need to take Captain Jack Sparrow and give it over to Jerry Bruckheimer. I think you have to give Pirates of the Caribbean, as far as the development of a movie franchise, to him and let him go. Because he would not live within the cultural bubble of Disney. He would live within his own cultural bubble. And if you have ever observed how he's done across all the platforms he's involved in, whether it be film or television, he is kind of got his finger on the pulse of whatever's going on. So he understands who the most popular figure is, and he knows how to use him. That would be Jack Sparrow. So I think if you start to do that as Disney and you hand these different things over to the people who really care about them. I'm going to set Jon Favreau up for Star Wars rather than Dave Filoni. I like license off, like, you know, the stuff that Jon Favreau created to Jon Favreau. I promise you're going to get better Star Wars than you're going to get out of Filoni baloney.
Culture, so, you have inspired me, sir, and I have to stop you because of the level of inspiration you've just given me.
Sure.
Folks, you may not have noticed just what an epiphany landed upon all of us right then. Look at Lauren. He has no idea. He says, I didn't feel that epiphany on my shoulder. Folks, Culture Casino said that the way to go with AI is Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow. And what I realized in that moment, Culture, is what we're all wanting is indeed another Pirates of the Caribbean. But what we want is for Amber Heard to play the villain and be defeated by Captain Jack Sparrow in some of the most humiliating ways possible. And AI can make that happen. And I'm willing to bet that Amber Heard has such financial difficulties at this point and such legal issues to pay back that she might just be willing. She just might be willing to offer up the rights for her likeness to do that. That is what we're hoping for. That is what we are praying for, folks. And Disney signaling through the trades that they're A-okay with some of that stuff because it's all on with AI, even in Hollywood.
I did do and say horrible, regrettable things.
Potatoes, fried green tomatoes, arugula. Hey, what's up?
When injustice strikes, I strike back.
Culture Casino. Let's go. Culture Casino. Let's go. When the EMS tries their best, strap him down, check his chest. Culture Casino. Casino. Culture Casino. Culture Casino. Let's go.
All right, how many snarf quats are we looking at right here, guys, in terms of what I can buy this thing for?
Well, actually, I like that because that is not where I thought that fifth nacelle was going to go. I like it.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Is that your ship, Culture?
Yeah.
Culture, please tell us about your nerd ship. You are going to fly into outer space on the power of arugula.
I love my nerd ship.
Yeah, how many incels are we looking at here?
You can pretend.
5. I got 5 nacelles. What do you have?
Pretend your incels are going to fly you into space every night in your Superman pajamas stained with arugula.
Oh, come on. SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor. We love you. That is a great image. I love it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. WDW Pro fan for 2. Josh is swimming with the huge sharks in Burbank.
Huge.
These aren't experiences division sharks. Oh no, these sharks they're out for blood.
But before you go on to the next one, can I offer a thought back on the Captain Jack Sparrow versus Amber Heard fight? If they do license her likeness to do something like that,
she's going to lend her likeness for a fee. I'm sorry.
Can I just suggest that she be called the Scarlet Pimpernel?
Yes, you can. Nom de plume, member for 25 months. Can you expound on what you mean by Disney streaming failing because they didn't give us what we want? I was never into Disney Plus, so I'm not sure what people wanted. Okay, this is an easy one, Nom de plume. I'm so happy you've given this to us. Disney Plus took the lead for the first time ever at the end of The Mandalorian The Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
That finale was the first time they'd ever had a number 1 show in ratings on streaming, and it beat The Office, which at the time I believe was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Now, The Office was unbeatable, as was Friends, and yet
Suits.
That finale took the lead and won. And what did they do? They immediately pulled a 180, got rid of Gina Carano, ceremoniously, by the way, and gave us everything we didn't want, including a weakened Boba Fett taking baths and hanging out with the moped crew. And it got worse from there. Lizzo, we see you, yes. And when it came to kids content, the only thing they had was Bluey that they managed to purchase the licensing rights to for streaming. Otherwise, they were giving us Gonzo in a Dress with the Muppet Babies and The Little Mermaid. Well, that was interesting, eh? And so they basically, and can we talk about Louder and Prouder and all that? Basically, Disney made sure we did not get the kind of content that would drive actual viewership of these things. They drove Marvel and Star Wars into the ground and the other stuff too. If they had not done that, the ability for them to actually compete with Netflix was there. And instead, because Disney could not compete with Netflix, but they had to show for investors that they had some level of competitiveness in them, they chose to buy out Hulu for tens of billions of dollars and then strap ESPN, Hulu into Disney Plus, all as a single package, just to get 1/3 of the viewership of YouTube on TVs. That's why it's been a financial failure.
But we got the Tauntaun $10 million Super Bowl commercial. There you go. That's.
We did get that. And The Acolyte did end KK's run at Lucasfilm, so It wasn't all bad.
It didn't start well though, because the not so nimble at was walking on a snowy cliffside, which made zero sense.
Lauren, don't you know I'm right about this. You know The Acolyte was worth it because it got rid of KK.
I just realized, it's like that. I understood that. I've made that point before, but it hadn't occurred to me that I may now have to be a fan of The Acolyte.
For what it did. No. For what it did, Lauren.
The ends justify the means.
I have met the enemy, and he is me.
Well, there's somebody out there who is definitely not an enemy, and who might that be? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Old Man Hatfield, member for 24 months, and you know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy 2 years, Old Man Hatfield. It's been a great time since you've been here. He says, fully agree with Vash.
Well, thank you, Old Man Hatfield. Very much appreciate that. And celebratory 2 years for you. Go ahead.
It's easy to agree with Vash. I'm sorry.
Take that, Culture. We didn't. I didn't get one. Lauren didn't get one. Nothing for us.
I'm fine.
Chopped liver, chopped arugula.
No. I feel like though it's easy to agree with Vash. He's normally pretty.
He's so darn likable. Yeah. And logical. Likable and logical combined together.
Mm-hmm.
John for 10, will Devil Wears Prada 2 or any of the May movies threaten the new Star Wars movie in May? I would have once said that the 1984 remake would be a threat, but I hear they really effed that up. Mortal Kombat 2? Devil Wears Prada 2 versus Star Wars, two completely different genres, two completely different demographics. I don't think they have any impact. The only way that they can have any impact is if it actually drives higher viewership because men go see Star Wars and women go see Devil Wears Prada, but I don't see that happening because I don't see men being excited about Mandalorian Grogu. I could be confused about this, though. Maybe 9-year-olds are going to demand to go see Baby Yoda. Maybe the marketing will explode, but, it's a high-risk play here by Disney, but I don't think Devil Wears Prada 2 is going to be the one that threatens Star Wars.
If a movie is released and nobody sees it, did it really release?
Right. It's like a whoopee cushion versus a pool noodle. You can use them as weapons, but I just don't know that they'll do the trick. Patrick Getaway for 5. Josh tomorrow, The Fall Guy. Well, that was definitely Bob Chapek. James All Day TV for 2. Nelson Peltz, where are you? Please save us. Peltz got out like a bandit, man. Can you imagine if he'd been stuck with this mess? Got out like a bandit. John for 5. A sword fight with Jack Sparrow and Amber Heard, a la the Zorro movies. What did Jack call those? Or not Jack? What did? Help me, Johnny. What did Johnny Depp call the little things he found in the bed? What do you call those things?
Grumpies.
That's going to be what she uses in the fight. Grumpies. Now, where does she get them from? I don't know. There's that stash of Grumpies.
How could you be sure that this came from Miss Heard and not one of your dogs?
What was his answer, Lorna? What was the answer?
Something to the effect that, the size of it seemed to indicate that it was likely not from one of their Shih Tzus.
Which is the perfect dog when discussing when the Shih Tzus hit the fan. Caligria of Soulbound for 10. Disney's next animated movie, Snow White and Grumpy, old kinda, sorta, not really, dwarfs, starring Mark Ruffalo, Robert De Niro, and Pedro Pascal as Snow White. which they would all happily play. By the way, Pedro Pascal, these photos of him now with a dude. You guys have seen these, right? Mm-hmm. Now, this has been the worst kept secret in Hollywood, but they've tried to present him as sort of a tantalizing figure to women over the last 10 years, right? And now they're changing that. Now they're okay with putting these photos out that have always been out there. And I'm starting to think that maybe the messaging has officially changed and they've decided this is a good defense system for them. I really do think, because they're all in on this, and they could have been taking photos of him with other dudes forever. Lauren, you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. It's again, this strategy is not going to work. It's like they keep trying to find ways to shield themselves from criticism. And it's like, you think that it's like the days of those kinds of labels working as a defense mechanism against poor quality product are long behind us now.
Lauren, why don't you admit that the first time you saw him pinching that other man's butt, that left cheek of the buttocks, that was when you started hating Pedro, and not before.
I think it was the other man pinching his buttock, if I remember right.
Hoisted by his own petard. All right. Oh, no. Sean Tower for 10. Guys, the biggest story of this month is Windrose pirate game on Steam, a demo released by a small independent studio doing massively better than the $200 million big studio mess last time. Go AA and single A studios. They're winning. And it would not happen unless the AAAs had been ideologically captured and can't make anything worth playing. Bash?
No, I'm independent games made up, I think, 40% of the marketplace last year.
It's going to be
unbelievably huge. Yeah. And Windrose, whoa, it is sweeping everything. Look, I haven't played a video game in a long time. But earlier this week, I was like, you know what? Check this out. If I'm checking it out, this thing's like Sean even said here. He said later in the chat, this thing has the potential to be the next Skyrim.
What are you talking about? You haven't played a video game. Every time I call you, you say, Pro, I'm playing Minesweeper, man. It's my Minesweeper hours. Leave me alone.
Look, Knight's Path looks amazing. Can't wait for it. But the Ex-Vato 1318 thing looks like complete garbage. So it's just that demo did not do well. There were like a couple hundred people playing it. So like if you start to look at the way games are going, it's like people are widely rejecting the politically driven games. Like they can't even get out into the marketplace before they're rejected. I'm going to give you High Guard as an example, which is a video I'm dropping tomorrow. Basically, that's on life support and somebody's standing there ready to pull the plug. And it's not going to get better because we got Dustborn and Concord and all these other things that kind of gave us a heads up on what they were trying to do. You can spend an enormous amount of money on video games. You can get
culture. Talking about that money being spent.
Yeah.
What we have found out is that was Chinese money going in High Guard. That was Tencent.
And
what we found out about Dustborn, which was the most ludicrous
game
ever.
Government.
That was Norway and the EU. So this stuff is being funded by governments that have an interest in propagandizing Americans, and that's what they're trying to do. Now, folks, if you want to break through the propaganda, let me tell you something. Lauren and I are going to be playing tomorrow. That game plays, and anybody here on the panel is welcome to join us. Others will as well. We're going to be playing Overwatch. Now, Lauren has not played Overwatch in a while, but he is a magnificent player of Overwatch, and I'm quite good. And so we're going to return to it despite its wokeification. We're going to see what's under the hood of Overwatch these days now that they've rolled out of these changes. So come join us tomorrow. We will mock the woke together. And Lauren, you're going to be playing a DPS, I believe, tomorrow?
Yeah, most likely. I do have to offer one warning, which I didn't think to mention earlier, which is that this is the one game that I get hyper competitive at, even though I'm not really good at. And this is a game where I have trouble mastering my tongue. So I'm going to have to work at it.
Lauren, I will be your mercy. I am going to be your pocket mercy. Together, we are going to win the battlefield. The world could always use more heroes. That's not Mercy, that's Tracer. Get off my lawn. That's Soldier 76. Folks, if you're not yet subscribed to That Game Plays, 3 gaming live streams every single week with some of your favorite people, get in there and we'll show you a good time, and you can even play with us if you're a member at the top levels. All right, continuing right along. John for 5, not going to lie, I rolled my eyes at the Tauntaun pulling a wagon commercial. Like the Clydesdale Eagle one better. Like Will Shat. Better of all. You know, I'm not sure that's the way to abbreviate Bill Shatner's name to Will Shat. Also, I'm not sure that it stays in the right tense. It's all over the place when it comes to the timing.
True.
Oh, no.
Can I tell you, too, that's my favorite past tense.
Said, actually.
It's my favorite past tense cursing. There's no better word in the past tense for cursing than that.
We'll have it on when.
What?
The don't panic. It's the guide to the universe.
No. I know what you did.
We'll
right
have
there.
it on when.
I know what you did.
I want to help your class better understand this illness. Piss!
Adams was a genius just to help you define how to, get
Lauren's
to
non-AI
those
bald spot for $1.99. I told you, I have said how great Acolyte was.
This man does not represent me. He is not actually a bald spot attached to me. I do not have a bald spot. His opinions and expressions are not endorsed nor supported by me. I would suggest paying him no mind.
John Maynor for another 20. Thank you, John. Can we entice Packing Protons to back up the Firefly watch party to be kind to Pro and crew? Well, I'll tell you, we still have to watch The Gate. The Gate, G-A-T-E, folks. Gate, G-A-T-E, for Packing Protons. Culture, have you already seen The Gate?
You might be in for a not super fun time.
Oh, no. Red Tigress is out there for 10. Good to see Red Tigress. I've been a Grogu fan since season 1. Love the little guy. However, I have no interest in the Mandalorian and Grogu, at least at this point. I think many are going to feel that way, and I think kids aged out of it too. The kids who were 5, 6, 7 years old and loved that little guy, I think they're 13, 14, 15 now, and that's not cool anymore.
I thought that Variety article even going into some executives saying, ooh, I don't know about this one. We'll put our bet on Starfighter. Very revelatory.
Here's the problem with Starfighter. It's so disconnected from a world that nobody's invested in anymore. I mean, I'm sorry. Even if it's the best performance ever from that particular, star actor.
Yeah, well, and the ships are all wrong. They're using Snarfahuken fuel instead of the.
Oh my goodness!
You gotta use the incels. Go ahead.
If they were smart, if they actually wanted a shot at revitalizing something in the movies that was not directly tied to the Skywalkers, and in a time frame that they don't usually touch, what they should do is actually a Jedi movie with Cameron Monaghan. They've got the Jedi 3 game coming out here real quick. You would actually satisfy those people who are prequel fans, Clone Wars fans, people who like this character. That would go a long way towards repairing some goodwill, I think.
Could you not do like a Mara game and then a Mara movie? I really do believe that that's an underutilized character.
Culture. You're stepping into the bet we have. All right, we'll set that one in the bed for right now. The Old Man Hat fell for 10. Pedro Pascal? Never liked that woman.
Yeah. Weird.
Not bad.
Wild and Crazy Bear for 2. What's your favorite NHL team? Mine, Florida Panthers. Because up until this year, none of the people who go to those games have ever seen ice before.
Wow, I'm going to say Whalers, which became the Coyotes, and I have no idea what they are now, but I'm just going to say that the Whalers were one of the great NFL teams. Other than that, the Blues, I loved the Blues for a long time.
No, we're not talking about music right now, Culture. I got to say, of all the team names I've heard changed, I thought, that's ludicrous. You shouldn't do that. That's silly. Don't be woke. The Whalers, I can kind of see why that had to change. Yeah. When you bring out the bloody whale carcass as the opening number before the players come out, not great with the kids these days.
Yeah, it's all
I'm going to suggest the Manila Mooses.
What?
That's my favorite team.
The Manila Mooses?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't
from Manila?
Plural?
I just said that, didn't I?
Mommy, I want to go see the hockey players. They're giving away free blubber tonight. We can Fuel our candles for years. Chihuahua Dad out there for $4.99 for the Clipathon goal. And yes, folks, we hit the goal. We'll play it in just a few. John for 10. 4-ish years ago when PewDiePie was still relevant. He is still. He's just, he's living life. I was watching various folks play through Walking Dead. I was devastated by Clementine having to make that decision.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we should actually ask that as a poll question sometime is when did Walking Dead jump the shark?
When the bat came out.
Oh, Negan?
Yeah. Yep. That's when it jumped shark.
I was thinking of a furry, flighted rodent.
At some point, everybody disconnected from that show, and they just it kept like walking on through its existence like a zombie. Apropos.
I think we've...
Jonas Campbell is out there for member 8 months. I think he said it in the words of Austin Powers. Oh, behave.
I haven't even said a bad word tonight, so I'm good.
Groovy, baby. All right, Chef Eddie for 5. This is for Wilton's
leg hair.
I'm sorry. Give me a minute.
There are worse places it could have been.
This is for Wilton's leg hair. We need...
Jonas has got a response.
We need hair in funky places.
Dear Lord.
This goes out to all my fat finger super chat homies. Snark Dog, turn it up.
I put hair in funky places. I put hair in funky places. I put hair in funky places.
Steve Wiltwan daddy, good to you, mister. I put hair in funky places. I say I put hair in funky places. Steve Wiltwan daddy. Steve Wiltwan daddy, good to you, mister. I put hair in funky places. I say I put hair in funky places. Steve Wiltwan daddy, good to you, mister. I put hair in funky places. I say I put hair in funky places. Steve Wiltwan daddy.
Principal Victoria, there's something you need to know. Carmen's Tourette's isn't real. He's faking.
Steve Wilton, Daddy. Steve, can you imagine being a first-time watcher of this and not having a clue what that is? We're gonna have to put up a disclaimer that explains why the heck we have that, folks. That is the memorialization. That is the song. We wrote that song using the lyrics from a super chat we received from one Snarky Distinct Nugget. That was literally Steve Wiltwan, Daddy. Good to you. I put hair in funky places. It made no sense in the moment. It still makes no sense. We don't know why it was sent to us, but we turned it into a song. John is out there for 20. Lauren, Samurai have the widow's peak swept back hair. Not bald, but can we at least call you a samurai?
But I'm not a samurai.
Hey. Oh, powerful sensei. All right. Well, folks, that wasn't great. $20 in, and all Lauren did is tell him I'm not a samurai.
All right,
I mean, you really...
You can call me a samurai, but I mean, do I look Japanese? It's like, this feels like cultural appropriation.
Wait a minute.
Like
Hold on a second. That's a great... I've never considered that for a minute.
Yeah.
Take your glasses off.
Yeah.
Take off your glasses.
You could be turning Japanese. You could be turning Japanese.
By golly.
Think so.
Holy moly.
You went full retard, man.
Boku wa kami no shita do.
That is not Japanese. That is something Jabba the Hutt would say.
Absolutely Japanese.
Well, what does it mean?
For I am the Lord of the Underworld.
Why would you say that? Why would you just randomly say it?
Obviously, he's a samurai.
It was fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want your enemies to look into the heart of death, I mean, you would scare them with something like that.
How about we do that with the Clipathon? We'll show our enemies the abyss, the void of death. But before we do, folks, we can't avoid this any longer. It's time to talk about Grace Randolph. The ratio is real. Out of Geeks and Gamers, Grace Randolph is burning her brand to the ground. This is by Marvin Montanaro. It says, Grace Randolph gets ratioed after claiming Tourette's advocate created the opportunity for attacks against her. Jeez.
I hadn't heard this angle. This is great.
Grace! Here we go again. Grace Randolph is facing significant backlash after comments made during a recent Beyond the Trailer live stream where critics say she shifted blame onto Tourette's advocate John Davidson for online fallout surrounding the BAFTA's controversy. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is a man who was there to receive an award because he has Tourette's. He advocates for people who have Tourette's. Tourette's means that they have tics and they can't control them. They say things they have no control over. It means nothing other than it's part of the disability. And he was there to receive an award for advocating for people with Tourette's. And if you'd watched the documentary that was getting the awards, this was the moment. This was the biggest thing in his lifetime since he met the Queen. Where, by the way, when he met the Queen, he said, F the Queen. And she handled it with grace because she knew, unlike Grace, that that's what Tourette's does. Grace Randolph says Tourette's means no filter, which means this man thought it despicable. The BAFTAs are out here making fools of themselves in the entertainment industry. Folks, what if I tell you it gets worse? This guy on the left, he was thrown under the bus because they censored everything. This was a 2-hour delay. They censored everything he said, which would have shown that he was simply a man with Tourette's. They censored everything except when he yelled out the bad thing you can't yell out to these two gentlemen on the right, and I bet you can imagine what he said. Folks, they censored everything except that which made it seem, well, maybe this is for ratings. It says, during the event, Davidson experienced an uncontrollable verbal tic that forced him to shout a racial slur. Grace Randolph has since lambasted Davidson. She also apparently is angry at people who will not stand out of their wheelchairs when it's time to stand and applaud somebody. Claiming publicly that Tourette simply means no filter and that Davidson shouted their slur because he was thinking it. If Grace ever gave a high five to Michael Fox, I'm sure if he could not connect with the high five, she would also disparage him. She says, and this is why John Davidson's uncontrollable, but unfortunately action and intentional lack of apology for using that word on a global stage is an issue. Now you've got toxic channels like this one. Now she's going after Nerdrotic. You can't stop her. She is on a roll. But perhaps, folks, this is the best. Perhaps this is the best. Stephanie, at My Nerd Home, Stephanie, that's her real name. Stephanie says this, or plays this clip from Grace. Folks, here is the fall from Grace for Grace.
I would think that Mr. Davidson would feel just horrible that he made anyone feel bad. I don't understand why he doesn't, although I think he's had a really hard life.
What?
Dig a little deeper. Why don't you dig a little deeper?
This is at this point, we need to bring back the 80s terms, no doy.
I think what Grace is suggesting here is that if you have an uncontrollable tic, you need to stick somewhere else. Don't be out in public. Don't bother her.
Well, wait, now isn't that ableism? There's or bigotry? I mean, we've got a lot of words for this kind of dumbness.
Here's the problem for Grace, guys. Vash, she is in a corner. She has said something so stupid that there is no defending it. And now that we know that the whole thing was manipulated, like this, if he had just yelled this one thing at this one time, which was the story that was presented originally, then we can kind of see why some people would be confused about this. However, given the fact that the awards show apparently manipulated this, either willingly or unwillingly, given that they only uncensored this one moment, which has driven all of this crazy zaniness, and the liberal women who are coming out of the woodworks to protect others from this poor disabled man, Vash, Grace is trying to defend the indefensible. And whereas you can dig in your heels and fight like mad online with other personalities, even when you're utterly wrong, it's really hard to win against a disabled man who was there to receive an award for advocating for the very disability that you're now offended by. And I don't think she's figured out that she's losing horrifically, and there's no way out of this one. There is literally no way to get out of this other than to say, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I got that one wrong. There's no way out of this, Vash.
She got to dig in the high heels right in there, and she is not moving from this position. I think it's advisable for sure, but it's so interesting because to any rational person, they'd be like, hey, you know what? What he said wasn't cool, obviously, but what's more important is intent, right? If you intend to say that, terrible. But if you don't, and if you can't control it, well, that's a whole different story. She recognizes that, so what'd she say right there? Oh, well, I'm sure he would feel terrible if he made anybody at the event feel badly. Why he doesn't? Don't know. She's implying that he intended to do this now. Because she's got to move it in order to pivot herself out of this, and nobody's buying it, that's for sure.
No, this is not going well for Grace, and I'll show this to everybody. Let me put this up on the screen, Vash. Let's go to the comment section of this live stream she did, where she talked about this, and she said these horrible, awful, terrible things, where she basically said that this man had put her in danger because it's opened the floodgates for hatred towards her, as opposed to her own stupidity. She says, first of all, she's pinned this one. It's being reported that John Davidson has reached out to Warner Brothers to apologize to Jordan, Lindo, and the Centers team. Great news. We can all start to move forward.
What?
Because Grace is part of this. That's a, by the way, that's an uncorroborated story. So she's just reaching for anything. Here we go. Ignorance is a bigger evil in this world. It says, this person is an absolute moron. Tourette's is a condition that causes involuntary speech when they don't even register until they say it, as opposed to Randolph's condition where the speech is controlled, but there isn't any brain activity guiding it. Grace, if you're going to comment on disability, do some research first. Apparently she thought Scotland is not part of the UK. What? Grace says the US has no idea about Tourette's. I'm not from the US, but funnily enough, the way I learned about Tourette's was by watching American shows. WTF, you don't know about Tourette's. Pure stupidity. My education. Tourette's is well known. Not a fair discussion if one isn't familiar with this. Oh my gosh.
I can see why she wants to move
IQ of
on
a crayon, Vash, they're calling it.
she really wants to move on. She says we. No, she means I. I can move on from this. Is basically what she's saying. Otherwise, she's giving her great seal of approval there.
There's a great psychological lesson to be learned here. You can dig in your heels and you can decide, I am never going to mediate. I am never going to I'm never going to back off my position. And that's a narcissistic place you can be.
Yeah.
And there is a place online where you can do that. You can choose to do that. You will find that corner, that brick wall, that tiger that you cannot, that doesn't work anymore. And Lauren, Grace seems to not have figured out yet that her brand is damaged beyond repair until she just says, I screwed up. I didn't know anything about this. I messed up.
I hate to say this, but I disagree. Now, what I would say about this situation is that of the two people, Grace and Mr. Is it Donaldson? Was that his name? Davidson. I'm sorry, Mr. Davidson. One of them has an excuse for saying something stupid, and it's the man who was invited to be there and be the recipient of an award for his groundbreaking work in making this film that was to raise awareness for this unfortunate disability. Grace has no such excuse. But the disagreement part that I have with you comes from you saying that her brand is damaged irreparably. I think she's going to take a lot of flack and a lot of fire that is probably justified. But the folks who follow Grace are the ones that hold this position, and they're also not going to budge an inch. The other part of gentle pushback that I would give you is that I'm not comfortable saying that if the whole world is against you and you have a differing opinion, that you're obviously wrong and everybody else is right. If you are standing on something on principle and you are right, stand your ground. But if that's the position that she believes that she holds, she should probably keep her mouth shut about it, because otherwise, you are just going to keep digging that hole for yourself. Now, I'm not saying I agree with her in any way.
The reason, Lauren, that I think that this is actually brand damage to the point that it's going to hurt her, there's nobody on the left or right defending this. And listen, mature people, grown-ups, can actually handle the idea of, I bet that was offensive to those guys, especially if they didn't know why that was being yelled at them. That seems unlikely now, given what we've learned about how the show was going the rest of the way, and that, it was censored, all the rest of the stuff for TV. However, grown-ups could also say, I bet it was difficult for him that he has this uncontrollable situation and that this happens. That must be very uncomfortable for the things that you should never yell to involuntarily be yelled at the worst possible times. That must be a horrible thing. And everybody who has this has it. Grace has alienated every possible person, because who is it that you can't go after? You can't go after a disabled person for their disability.
This is the part that I disagree with you on, though.
You're going to make me doubt the decency of humanity right now. I know what you're up to, Lauren.
I'm not trying to, but it's like, look, here's another way to put it. I think you would agree that Grace does have followers. She does have people that have followed her for years, because otherwise she wouldn't still be doing this. They've had ample opportunity to see who Grace is throughout those years, and they're still following her.
I think this is the worst, though. I think, let me go. Okay, we'll continue the conversation. Let's play the thing that she's getting the most heat over. Here it is. And we're going to play very short clips from this, okay, folks? But here is Grace from Geeks and Gamers. This is Grace, the worst thing that people are taking umbrage with.
I feel like there would be bad actors. I just feel it's an extremely bad situation. And I worry, as a woman, not only in solidarity with other groups, but for women as well, that what kind of language does this let in? You know, I was tweeting about it earlier today.
As a woman.
Come on, Lauren. Go for it, Lauren. Keep that argument going, buddy.
No, I'm just
She's afraid of the disabled man, Lauren.
Well, look, here. Let's
She's the victim.
Let's put up a super chat that just came in from Callegria, because he's addressing what I'm saying here.
$5. Grace is not broken. Stop giving her that much empathy. She is just a hateful, selfish snob. Start treating her as the horrible person she is.
I want to make clear, I'm not giving her any empathy whatsoever. I'm not saying she's broken. I'm saying she's stupid. And I'm saying the people that follow her are stupid. And so I don't think it's possible, actually, to underestimate stupidity. That's all I'm saying.
Culture, you've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
You're a YouTube expert. What happens here when you actually go after a disabled person like this and you make yourself the victim? Like, what does this do long term for her channel, for the subscribers?
This I agree with you. She has damaged her brand. She has removed a lot of credibility. Her audience has turned against her. She doubled up on viewership for her like normal stream from like 16,000. She doubled that up with the one that was very controversial. But sticking to this position that she's soundly like been defeated on is a bad idea, and it's going to hurt her brand long term. She's been the word I think is ratioed across the board.
4.8 thousand dislikes to 1.5 thousand likes.
Yeah, and that continued into today's live stream that she did. Beyond the Trailer kind of is her bread and butter. And if you have like the audience size that she has and you're pulling the numbers she does, and those numbers have been going down for a long time with these streams, she's not pulling enough of a percentage for me to, think that she's, gaining the kind of popularity that she would enjoy. This one gained her ground, but at the same time, it's much like the conversation that our friend Marvin was having that I buy into. It's like this provocative opinion was a way of gaining ground as far as viewership goes, a number of views. And as cynical as that sounds, it seems to be the truth, because nobody would be talking about the BAFTAs without this level of controversy. And nobody would
cares about the BAFTAs. I mean, nobody.
But nobody would be talking about Grace and her impact on the conversation without this particular controversy.
All right, let's talk about that then, because you're exactly right in terms of the numbers going down. I did the research on this.
Yeah.
And when I say this, folks, I want you to understand something. Everything can change tomorrow.
Yeah.
YouTube can ban, whoever they want to ban. They can, things can go up, they can go down. You can take off, something happens, and you lose all your momentum. I'm not trying to make any kind of declaration for the future. But Grace has a channel that was just shy of 1 million subscribers. Okay? We've been doing this now for 3 years. And we've got, 1/5 of her subscribers? And yet we triple to quadruple her viewership. So here's the thing, guys. But what she's hanging on to, what Grace is hanging on to, advertisers and sponsorships, I believe, people who think she's a safe brand. And this is where you get into real dangerous territory. How many more of those really prestigious interviews and discussions and roundtables and conferences and cons is she going to be invited to if she does stuff like this and if she can't come to the middle to some degree and say, whoops, I messed up? That's where the money loss can be here. That's where it could be.
I'd almost be willing to put another bet down. It's like, what do you think the likelihood is of her coming out and making some kind of mea culpa?
I'm going to tell you right now, that's where the smart money is. After doing this for 6 years, when I make a mistake or I report inaccurate information, the best play I can make is the very next opportunity is to correct that.
I agree with you. That's the best play. I'm asking, what do you think the likelihood is that she is going to do it?
Here's what I think they should do. She needs to go. Gina Carano was asked to do this, but that was not in Gina's favor. This time it is. Grace Randolph should do a struggle session. With 100 individuals suffering from Tourette's. Grace Randolph in a room with 100 people. Lord, it'll get 1 billion views. She will skyrocket her. She'll double her. She'll have 2 million subscribers in 24 hours if she'll just do a struggle session with 100 Tourette's individuals in a locked room. We'll get Mr. Beast to do all of the effects, but lock the doors and leave her in there.
Sir, I like the cut of your jib, and I believe that comment is worth a simultaneous sip.
I got in trouble one time for telling my wife that I like the cut of her jib. She didn't understand that and didn't go well. Simultaneous sip. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, Vash.
That's good on the voice.
Vash, you're a little slow to the water. I'll give you a second. Vash, 100 Tourette sufferers in a room with Grace Randolph. You're good with that?
Yeah. I think that's the next BAFTA presentation, actually.
Who could be against it? That's entertainment. Folks, as we near 1,000 of you joining us tonight, that was the moment where those who have never been with us before said, now I get why I'm here. Now I understand. Just the visual. Just the moment at you imagining Grace Randolph standing off with 1,000 Tourette sufferers, or even just 100, maybe even 15 in a room together. Just her and a table and Tourette's. All together. That's the moment. All right, let's get to those super chats because you're the stars. We know it. Silent Watcher for 5. That's 30. Be happy. Here's a little song I wrote.
You might want to learn it note for note, but don't worry.
Don't be Grace.
Be happy.
All
Until
right,
you cross
John
the
for
mark
5.
of 40.
Yeah, John. That's a callback. Leave the 40-year-olds alone, Lauren, okay? All right, leave them alone. They're going to live. They're going to be okay.
We all die eventually.
Just because... What is wrong with... Just because they got liver spots early doesn't mean that they got to be worried. It's going to be okay.
I'm scandalizing culture tonight.
You are, because I almost died recently, and you're making light of it.
Oh, boy. Now it comes out. Now we're going to tell how bad it really was.
But you didn't. And you're right here, and you're happy and joyful, and I'm happy and joyful that you're here.
I was told we had to downplay this and act like it was a minor thing, and now culture comes out and tells the entire audience, 1,000 people out there, hey, I almost died, and that's what we've been hiding here.
I was fine.
What a time. Yeah, sure. Way to walk that back now, buddy. Good luck with that one.
Look, I told some people exactly how close it was, and then
you told some people right now how close it was, buddy.
Yeah, it's true. It's close.
We're gonna downplay this and not really say how bad it was. So
I'm very bad at not telling the truth. That's my biggest fault.
This is the man, ladies and gentlemen, who we got the phone call that he had nearly died, and he was calling from the ICU and told Jonas, yeah, everything's fine. We're doing good. We're doing good. And Jonas heard his wife say, you're in the ICU. You're not fine.
They actually had a phone conversation separate from that one. That's the entire crazy of that all.
What he doesn't want you to know is he was resuscitated by a large, burly woman. What do you call him, Lauren? Sturdy woman? A large, sturdy woman named Helga resuscitated culture. Brought him back from the light.
They were all dudes, but it's fine.
Well, I didn't want to tell you that.
I don't. I am not currently a resident in California, so I don't have to worry about somebody dragging me out of a house fire.
Helga, I want to apologize. You had not yet told people you're a dude, and Culture just did that too.
What he's trying to say is that the spirit was willing, but the flesh was spongy and bruised.
Oh, no.
Oh, my. Get it queued up. Here we go, folks. Where's it at? Where's it at? I got to be faster than that. No, it's not where I need it.
It's so apt. It's
Did
so
you all
apt.
move it before you said it? I literally can't find the clip.
You're losing the joke, bro.
It's fine.
Yep.
We got
It's
super
over now.
chats to get through. Come on,
Moment's
let's
passed.
do this. Professional.
Moment's
Come on.
gone. It's supposed to be up here with all the rest of them.
Hit the professional button once. Okay. come
John
on.
for 5. Was it Oregon or Washington where they tried to blow up a whale on the beach? It was.
It wasn't here. I don't think it was Oregon.
It was
either,
Oregon.
though.
No, it was Oregon. It was Oregon.
Was it Oregon? Okay.
Yep.
They've done it in Florida too before. Just FYI.
But not like they did in Oregon.
Not a good idea.
That's what we found out.
Well,
Go watch it,
if
folks.
if it's a corpse, you got to get it apart somehow.
Not the way they did in Oregon. If you've not seen that,
don't help me with that. I don't need a visual. No, we're
chunks.
Good.
Chunks. Callegri of Soulbound for 5. Mark Hamill is mentally ill. He hates Mara Jade because Luke is a monk, but wants a Star Trek crossover. Dude had one too many bags of Kessel Spice.
I've never actually heard that. What I've heard about Mark was that he actually liked the idea of Mara Jade because he found out after he was done with the movies that Luke actually got some action, which he never got in the movies. So he always kind of praised the character. I've not heard that.
I thought there were lots of action scenes. I don't know what you're talking about.
We need rest. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
Right on time. Every time. Wilder Fire for 10. Lorne is at least as much of a samurai as Yasuke.
I'm going to suggest Assassin's Creed Lorne.
All right, here we go, folks. Assassin.
That'd be good. I like that.
I'd play it.
Bad News Badger for 20. What kind of dumb did Grace say this week?
Yeah,
What kind of dumb did Grace say this week?
Yeah, and that's a great Tom Connors creation right there.
Amen. Go Midnight's Edge. Patrick Getaway for 5. You should invite Chrissy Mayer. She does a great Grace Randolph impression.
She does.
She does. I have a feeling she's going to be putting on the wig Friday. Maybe. Callegri of Soulbound for 10. I think we need Grace to speak on Al Green at the State of the Union address. LMFAO. And not J/Kane about it, not for a second. Yeah, you saw the sign. You guys saw the sign? Not Ace of Base. No, Culture. The other sign. You saw the sign.
Oh.
The Al Green sign.
Yeah. Al Green's not doing well. Let's just say.
No. Patrick Getaway for 2. First rule of Holt.
No, this
Let's
is
change
true.
this. Let's change
true.
this.
No,
Let's
it's
just
fine.
no, Culture. We're gonna alter the way this was said. Patrick Getaway for 2. First rule of ditch digging. Stop digging.
Well, what if you need a ditch?
Well, at some point you got to stop with the ditch.
If
Deep
you
enough.
find-
Leave the ditch alone. Get out of the ditch.
If you find yourself in a hole, stop digging.
Why did somebody say, don't forget to smash that like button when that came up? Patrick Getaway for 5 pro memberships. Thank you, Patrick Getaway. We're getting a little too blue. Jonas is going to get us, and I am too.
Blue,
I have to have a clear conscience about this show, folks. This is PG-13, and we're straying too far away.
I didn't say anything bad.
I blame you, Culture, honestly. I mean, really. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Patrick Getaway, what are we going to play for you? What are we going to say? Here's one we haven't played.
We need rest. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
I feel like we just played that.
What are you talking about?
I think that
Right on time.
introduces some uncomfortable implications when you consider that a financial transaction was involved.
Oh.
You know, actually, that's good. Cancel.
Please, sir, may I have more pro memberships?
What?
God bless us, everyone!
Moving right along, to Jason Webster for 2. Grace Randolph's YouTube streams are train wrecks. Folks, not every show can have the professionalism of the pro show. Not everyone, okay?
Can't stop watching, though.
Vash, what's the clip? We got audio you're supposed to play right there.
Nope.
We only do high quality.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yes, folks, we only have high-class stuff on this show.
Oh, yeah. A White Dragon star for 5 for Grace. She is trying to double down on principles, but it is an untrue fact that she is spreading. She needs to just apologize already. There's no coming back. You got to listen.
There's nothing to add to that. That's a great comment.
It's like the BP oil spill. You're not going to fix this. Just say you're sorry.
I think she's doubling down on secretaries and not principals.
Oh my! If she was a guy, that would. Jason Webster for 5. Grace going after a disabled person is one of the dumbest ploys anybody can undertake. Disappointing anyone can stoop so low.
Yeah.
Calligraphy of Soulbound for 5. Grace in a room with 100 Tourette's. Wouldn't that be a TED Talk?
Well, yeah, but you only have 10 minutes at a TEDx. I'm just saying. So
I tell you, TED Talks. The problem with TED Talks is there's not a follow-up question. If there was a follow-up question, 80% of the TED Talkers would have no answer.
You know, I watched one recently in a documentary filmmaker that I actually want to have a conversation with. She sounds brilliant because she was originally oriented around going after the red pill movement and found herself going, yeah. It was really interesting, and that's the best 10 minutes I've spent watching YouTube this week, to be fair.
We've got Archer Merchant for 5. Mentioned this elsewhere, but if Scary Movie 6 adds scene where Grace screeches about BAFTA and the weigh-in slapper, I'd buy 10 tickets. Well, I think you're going to get White Chicks 2, maybe 2. And I don't know what Grace is going to say about that.
Scream 7's coming soon.
As a woman.
Stunning and brave. Silent Watcher for 5. I was going for a more Woody talking to Slinky be happy.
Oh.
I'm Woody. I can't do a good Jim Varney. Can you guys do a good Jim Varney? Anybody get a good Jim? No?
No. Nobody can do Jim.
Nobody can do Jim. That's why Slinky doesn't talk that much anymore. He got one movie with real lines, and ever since then, just a few. Just snippets. He's no Jim. Bad News Badger for 5. Gifted memberships. Thank you, Bad News Badger. We appreciate you. So kind. I don't know why they call you Bad News anymore. And Irate Specialist for $1.99. I'm just here, and you're talking about whale chunks. Irate, we can get better than this. Let me tell you something. AI, everybody's investing in it. Everybody wants to be the cutting edge. Oh, give me the NVIDIA stock. Oh, I got to give me some NVIDIA stock. No financial advice being given. I got to get on the latest, greatest. Folks, let me tell you something. If you could figure out how to milk a blue whale, you'd have money like you can't believe. White gold, they call it, because the supply of milk. Culture, don't make that face. You know bovine simply cannot compete with a blue whale in terms of milk production. All we got to do is hook one of those suckers up to an abandoned oil rig and let the milk spew. Let it flow. Money, culture to be made. Douglas Nutt for 2. Better Grace Randolph star in a Jubilee debate. Surrounded. Lock the doors. All right, folks, you want more? We'll give you more. Let's talk about Mark Ruffalo, because just when you think Grace goes low, so does the Marvel hero. But one thing about it, possibility, this might mean there's no Hulk in the Avengers. We'll explain why right now. Oh, Mark Ruffalo, how low can he go? He's the Gruffalo indeed, but he may not be starring in Marvel movies. Why? Well, take a look at this. Ant Speaks has this, as Mark Ruffalo doesn't understand what per capita means or why it's relevant. He also hates millionaires while being a millionaire himself. Here's what Mark Ruffalo had to say recently, February 13th. Here he is.
It's the billionaires. Well, we're seeing what's happening. First of all, we're understanding that the immigrants aren't the criminals. If you look at the statistics, most of the crimes that are committed in this country are by white people, that non-immigrants, and they add to our economy by the billions. And so for every horrible thing that you have to go through in life, you get an equal gift in return. And the gift of this time is that we get to see who the true villains are.
White people. White people. Fear them. Fear their pasty skin, their crimes, their actions, their sins. Fear the white people. Mark Ruffalo continues on, and I just want to remind everybody as we're playing these, all these are coming out this month. And what did we just find out? From a report that Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Disney, silencing some of their folks, Gilroy saying that for Andor, he was not allowed to use the word fascism in the lead up to it, the publicity tour. So if Mark Ruffalo's out here saying this stuff, and Pedro Pascal suddenly went silent, one's going to start wondering, hey, wait a minute, maybe Mark Ruffalo the Gruffalo can't ruffle feathers no more because he's not an Avenger. Possibility, maybe. Is he going to be in the Avengers? Is he not? Well, here's more Mark Ruffalo. You be the decision maker. You decide, have they let Mark Ruffalo go on by because they've had enough of him, even in the lefty land of Disney?
In New York, rent is crushing people. Childcare now costs over $20,000 a year on average. All while Trump's policies keep making billionaires richer, while working families endure cuts to essential services.
Lauren, would you say that New York is following the advice of President Donald J. Trump? Would you say that's true?
No. I think they have a gentleman named Zoran Mamdani who is quickly revealing how incompetent he is at civic management.
What are his politics? Is he a conservative, Republican, maybe libertarian?
Nope.
What is he? You said Mamdani? Is that his name?
That's the one.
Sounds like a guy who worked for Disney one time. What are his politics, Lauren?
He is a communist.
Oh, okay. Well, New York communist. Okay.
Well, I thought it was technically, isn't he a democratic socialist?
Yeah, close enough. So rent's too dang high, says Mark Ruffalo, in a place that recently elected a socialist, aka commie. Go ahead, Mr. Hulk. Tell us more.
So last year, over 1 million New Yorkers came together to vote for Mayor Mamdani's affordability agenda. So who's getting it?
Wait a minute. Hold on a second here.
He's even dumber than I thought.
If they voted for it, why has it not happened?
Well, not only that, it's like he's trying to blame the Trump administration for it while outwardly admitting that they voted for Mamdani's agenda and they're not doing well. He says it right there and is not aware of what he just said.
Maybe we should keep playing. Maybe he will elucidate further.
In the way. Governor Kathy Hochul has a choice to make. You protect working families and tax the rich, or make Trump's cuts worse by forcing everyday people to pay more. 60% of New Yorkers, like me, agree that we should tax billionaires and corporations to fund childcare, housing, and transit.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to figure this one out. Guys, the Hulk, this guy who is famous for having green skin and being CGI'd, isn't he a millionaire guy?
He is.
Vash, he's a millionaire, right?
I would believe so. Let me go ahead and check his net worth right now.
Check it out real quick, Vash. We got to find out this. But he's not probably a billionaire. So when he says,
unlikely.
What's his net worth, Vash?
$35 to $40 million precisely.
$35 to $40 million. So, but that's not rich. This is sounding like Bernie all over again. We got to tax the billionaires because millionaires, well, that's me.
Working people shouldn't be the ones always stuck with the bill. This Wednesday, February 25th, thousands of folks are going to Albany to send Kathy Hochul one clear message. Tax the rich for a New York that we can all afford. They can handle it. Trust me.
All right. That's the Marvel Man. That's your Hulk. So, guys.
Are millionaires not rich?
No, he just said tax the rich, the billionaires. Not him. Don't tax him, culture.
Okay. You know what? Since Vash guy is a resident, guy with all the numbers and everything, Vash, how many billionaires are there in the United States?
Oh, I knew this at one point. I think it's like in the hundreds, right?
Yeah. But how many of them live in New York?
Well, wait, culture. We're getting pretty advanced here, okay? What we need to ask is, can billionaires actually afford the U-Hauls they'll need to leave New York if they start taxing the billionaires to pay for communism?
How about I suggest they already left New York?
Oh, darn. That's going to be a real problem. Yeah. This is really, somebody better let Mark Ruffalo know. He probably doesn't know that.
I mean, Delaware did something dumb and they drove out all of the corporations and destroyed their tax base. New York's done something similar. Zamdani was not a solution to a problem. He was a problem that exploded all over their faces.
Now, wait a minute. Hang on. Lauren.
Okay.
If this guy's out there saying this stuff, very, very political, he's allowed to have these positions. We're not being mean to him. We are questioning the logic of it, given that billionaires can just move. But Lauren, if Disney is silencing Tony Gilroy, not allowing him to talk about fascism, and we're finding out they might be doing the same thing to other celebrities when they're on the tours, is there a chance here that Mark Ruffalo has been let go from Marvel and might not be the Hulk in the upcoming, at least this next Avengers movie?
There's a chance, but honestly, I think he's just testing to see whether or not they would actually take action against him. I have not heard anything that would say that he's been fired or muzzled, outside of the rumor that was out a few weeks ago that I don't think had a lot of credibility to it. I mean, it's possible he's not in it. I don't know, but I don't think he's a very bright person. I think he's an actor. He can act. I don't think he's very smart. And I think part of the reason that you're hearing him speak this way is that people who live in this rarefied air, they have the luxury of viewing themselves as being above everybody else, and they fail to consider out the consequences of their actions to the nth degree. They forget that people act in their own interest. It's like, sure, tax the rich. What are they going to do? They're going to raise prices on any of the products and services that they produce to pass them on to the consumers, who will now have to pay higher prices. And failing that, they'll move, and you'll lose the bulk of your tax base because the rich already pay the bulk of the taxes, which means that once again, the people that are below you are going to suffer. But he doesn't have to worry about that because he doesn't have to suffer the consequences. These people have nothing but brains of cottage cheese and Jell-O.
What flavor of Jell-O, just per chance?
Well, have you ever seen those old 50s cookbooks when they have really disgusting recipes in them? Think of it as like lemon Jell-O with cocktail weenies inside because they used to do things like that. That's what I'm picturing there.
Lauren, I'm so proud of you that you managed to segue that. That was perfectly well done, sir, as opposed to Jell-O with tiny little beanie weenies in it. Thank you. Mark Ruffalo, Vash, and Vash goes off screen. I'm not sure. Sorry about that, Vash.
About that. I was going to sneeze like right there, but okay. You're good.
Do you need to sneeze still, Vash?
All good. Go ahead, sir.
All right. We've pressurized the sneezing out of the man. Vash, with Mark Ruffalo, I don't know that if celebrities go as far as he's going, that they're viable. That's why I wonder. But I got to say, I'm kind of with Lauren on this one. I think he's testing the waters because if Disney were to take any kind of action against him, where's he going to go? Immediately, Jimmy Kimmel. I'll guarantee you, Jimmy Kimmel would have him on there the minute, which Jimmy Kimmel is employed by Disney. But Mark Ruffalo would go to Jimmy Kimmel Live to cry, with Kimmel crying, I'm sure, too, about how he had been fired and his free speech had been stripped from him because he's not part of the MCU.
Yeah, that's a very distinct possibility. And think about it. Josh Giamaro wants to ingratiate himself with the creator community, so he's probably not going to do it. And Dana Walden, well, she just got out of a situation with Jimmy Kimmel. She's probably not going to do it either. So he's held accountable, maybe by nobody. And he's just allowed to say whatever he wants at this point. I do think there's something to be said about whether or not he's actually in this new Doomsday movie. I mean, we know that pretty much everybody's in it, probably. But Mark Ruffalo, I mean, his appearance didn't really help She-Hulk. So are we necessarily going to, pay out his massive salary in order to help out this film with so many other A-listers?
You're
actually
right.
Need to.
You're right. He probably is embittered because he was not awarded for supporting actor in She-Hulk. That probably is the problem here. I just want to say, folks, given that Mark Ruffalo is saying that white people are very dangerous, he is from Wisconsin, Kenosha, Wisconsin to be exact, and my understanding is that Mark Ruffalo is Italian in ancestry and perhaps also has some French Canadian in him. He is very pasty. If you are near Mark Ruffalo and you feel like you're in danger, Folks, there are hotlines that you can call. There are people that you can get involved to try to save you. Do not be left alone with Mark Ruffalo, especially if you're a billionaire. All right, folks, take a look at this. We've got it out of the wrap. There is a double standard like you can't believe when it comes to ratings, and we are on them. We're ready to expose it for you. Now, you're going to know what the game is in and how it's played. This is by Lori Science. It says, State of the Union, early ratings. Fox News leads cable networks with 9.1 million viewers. ABC tops the broadcast. Donald Trump set the record for the longest spoken State of the Union address in recent history. What are the numbers, please? Give them to us. Fox News coverage of the 2026 State of the Union address, which aired from 9:12 to 11 p.m. on Tuesday night, brought in 9.1 million viewers based on preliminary Nielsen Live plus same-day panel data. Oh, so this is from Nielsen, right? Nielsen, I need everybody to remember this, okay? This is going to be a big thing that you need to remember. This actually matters. Don't forget, Nielsen Live plus same-day panel data. Okay. MS Now got 2.4 million viewers. CNN got 2.2 million viewers. ABC News, 5.1 million viewers. NBC, 3.6 million viewers. CBS, 3.3 million. And Fox, not Fox News, but Fox, which was carrying Fox News, got an additional 2.1 million. All right, so let's add that up. Vash, can you get the calculator ready? Are you ready to go on this?
Oh, we're going to do this again. Okay,
we're going to do it, but this time, Vash, with a calculator. You've got this. Are you ready?
Let me go ahead and get the notepad out so I can go ahead and make sure that I hear you okay, and then we'll go ahead and enter these in.
We go. Vash, what I need you to add up is 9.1, 2.4, 2.2, 5.1, 3.6.
All right.
3.3, and 2.1. Bash, if you could add those numbers up and tell us what that equals in just a minute, we'll need it.
Yep.
Here's what it says, folks, with the numbers available thus far. The address is totaling around... Hey, Vash, do you have... you got the numbers yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're going.
We'll just... Folks, we'll just leave that alone for a minute, okay? It's not a comprehensive number for everywhere the State of the Union was broadcast. Comprehensive figures from Nielsen's Big Data Plus panel will be available on Thursday, and this story will be updated once available. Ash, you got the number yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I made a mistake. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make sure I get this right this time.
Yeah.
Available. So they're not tracking C-SPAN or White House views.
Oh, I guess they're admitting that there are no views on C-SPAN, right?
Or the White House's YouTube channel. Remember, this is what this number is supposed to reflect: is the online viewership, right?
Whoa! Culture. We're not there yet. Hang tight.
Right.
We'll get there.
Okay. All right.
All right. Vash has got the number.
It is 27.8.
27.8, which if we round up with the Fox Business number, about 28 million views. Thank you, Vash.
Wow.
Nice. Yep.
Folks, how does that compare to the Super Bowl? Well, 125.6 million viewers for the Super Bowl is what Nielsen says, but only 28 million for the State of the Union, right? Right. Everybody remember that? What about the Olympics? Well, the Milan Cortina Olympics were the most watched winter games since 2014 with a 96% increase over Beijing. Oh my gosh, they averaged 23.5 million viewers in the United States every single time. That's wonderful, right? Day after day after day of numbers that are basically matching up with the State of the Union, barely losing to the State of the Union, and of course that Super Bowl, just so much bigger. Well, folks, what have I told you? They're measuring with a different standard here. Culture, you were onto this. This. Remember what we said. Remember what we called it? Folks, where is it again, okay? Everybody show it to me. Where we got it?
Nielsen. Oh, it's up there.
Where is it at?
Nielsen
Live plus same-day panel data. But what are we going to get? We're going to get the Big Data Plus panel. And what is the Big Data Plus panel? Well, folks, we get the headline news out here that tells us it's just a piddly little 28 million. But the truth is that when you go to the Super Bowl and you look at how they measured it and the stuff that we're going to get apparently later sometime, they're measuring online.
Yep.
Where did all the viewership go? Because, by the way, this puts the State of the Union quite low compared to the prior State of the Unions. Guys, it doesn't matter to me. If it's low, it's low. But here's the problem. They specifically chose not to measure online viewership this time. And where are people watching things more than ever? Online. So I'll make this point, Culture, and I'll hand it to you. Why are they measuring the Super Bowl one way and the State of the Union the other way? Why were they so quick to get the Super Bowl stats out? Because, Culture, I believe they are desperate to make great numbers for the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny, and they're desperate to give bad numbers to the Trumpster, pretend his views are in the dumpster. What say you, Culture?
Everything is political. And look, they use the Trust Me Bro numbers, and they try to tie in globally with the digital viewership, and they don't allow for that in this particular situation. So it's hard to separate one from the other, but the Trust Me Bro viewership is smoke and mirrors largely. They attribute some viewership to people like maybe looking at something on X for a couple of seconds, or maybe some other place online. And some of that's a little sketchy. But when you look at the true digital views across the multiple channels this was available, which would include, if you really wanted to include, like channels like D-Day Cobra, or even Drunk 3PO's Welcome to the Rebellion podcast, or any of the other places that had this going, you had tens of thousands of other people watching this through other means. They don't include C-SPAN, which is like, a very popular stream to watch because it doesn't have the bologna sausage commentary of the talking heads that have narrative opinions. And you're not seeing it over on or conversating about it on the White House's own feed, which is a YouTube channel as well. So this is disingenuous, dishonest, and slanted so they can tell a story about the fact that this isn't as popular as it was, or was not as watched as it was. Because I can tell you right now, across the globe, people pay attention to what Trump says. Even though this was the longest State of the Union speech on record, people stayed and paid attention to it. And the commentary around it has largely taken a lot of wind out of the sails of the people that were paying attention last night, which
That's
also...
exactly right.
Yeah, it also included the one statement, which I think is going to be a trap in every ad going forward into the midterms. The fact that, if you are here representing America first and foremost, and not illegal aliens, stand up. That is, I paraphrased, but that particular segment of that show is going to be used in political ads from now until forever, and it's going to eventually become free advertisement, and that's bad news.
Culture, many of our viewers were watching the State of the Union with Valiant Renegade. Great channel, folks. Get over there and subscribe to Valiant channel. You'll find me over there on Sunday nights. Many people were tuning in on other political live streams, not the traditional way. And of course, those ways of viewing got counted for the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl, they came out and said, well, there's great statistics here, great ratings. They came out for the Olympics, said 96% increase in the Olympics. And then the day after the State of the Union, they came out and here's what they said about it. I just want to show you this because they don't explicitly explain that we're doing apples to apples and apples to oranges and delineate when that is and when it's not. The Wrap says, while Tuesday's address marks the first State of the Union Trump has given this presidency, it can be compared to last year's congressional address, which lasted roughly an hour and 40 minutes and was broadcast across 15 networks. That address scored 36.6 million viewers and peaked at 37.9 million viewers per Nielsen. For comparison, 32.2 million viewers tuned in to watch former President Joe Biden's State of the Union address in 2024. Trump's 2017, 2019, and 2020 addresses brought in 47.74, 45.6, and 46.79 million viewers, respectively, per Nielsen. What they're not explaining here is the viewership has moved online. And unlike with the Super Bowl and the Olympics, this time, oh, they're not counting it yet. And they'll update the stuff later. They'll update it later, sure, when it's out of the news. That's how they play the game. But I want to give Lauren, there's a trick here that I don't want to miss out on. They actually do have a reason for underplaying the statistics for State of the Unions. And that is, nobody makes money off these things. There's no commercials. There's no nothing. It's a huge financial bomb on the networks and everybody else who covers it, unless it's like Fox News, who they know they're going to get it's like the Super Bowl to them, where they run the commercial immediately afterwards, and whoever paid for that really loves the returns. But for the networks, these things, man, are just economic disasters. So Nielsen does have some interest, I would say, in trying to downplay the ratings.
Yes, but if they are the trusted source, at least currently, for where these ratings are, if they continue to have to make adjustments because they're not taking into account the online viewership until later, and they have to show these massive adjustments after the fact, people are going to start trusting them less and trust more the ones that are doing the online statistics. I can't recall the name of the organization that's doing that right now, but they're
Parrot Analytics, is that what you're talking about?
No. Which one?
Parrot Analytics? Are you talking about the online buzz measurements?
No, there was another one, but I don't recall what it was.
Samba TV?
That's the one. That's the one I was trying to think of. And I think that they may be ceding the future to them unless they start reporting these things at the same time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Samba TV is making a lot of friends with consumers such as us who want to know, like, what's the real viewership. But when it comes to advertisers and the networks, they want big numbers. They want to justify what they've done. You got to think, if I'm a marketing exec, my job is saved if Nielsen continues to raise those numbers for me. And the State of the Union, nobody cares. So, well, except politically. And politically, what do they do, Vash? They slip in all this jargon about data and big panel and blah, blah, blah. Nobody other than us that researches this stuff knows what it is. And that's how we get these declining viewerships. And we don't do the online stuff. We don't explain, hey, people are watching this on their phones, their tablets, etc. We're measuring this time only TV. But last time, and the last time before that, when we did the Olympics and Super Bowl, we did a completely different way. Whatever way suits us, baby.
Yeah, they just go with the most convenient way to, I don't know, to trump it up their political point or programming that agrees with their ideology. I mean, we see this stuff all the time with entertainment programs ranging from, Acolyte and all these other things, right? We've seen Disney do this, but certainly a lot of these trades or maybe, rags, they will go ahead and utilize the same tactics in order to say, hey, this program was way higher than this program. Oh, look, this guy's a failure or this guy's a success or whatever. But it's all, smoke and mirrors. I mean, it's all a very crafted,
manipulated, synthetic.
Yeah. It's an intricately woven trick, right? In order to make you believe that this thing was popular or this thing was not popular and so forth.
Folks, the bottom line here, we're not being political. If a Democrat is elected to president in the future, their ratings, according to this, will also continue to go down on TV because people continue to move to the internet to watch the State of the Union. They're watching on other things. They're not watching on the networks. The networks are dinosaurs. Nielsen knows that. The articles covering this know this. And now you know what they know that they don't want you to know. And it's so, so sad for them. Now, Culture Casino, we have messed up tonight, and unlike the others, we have went 7 minutes over. You've got to get over to Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you and get started. Yes. We're going to send the folks right over there to you without any loss. It's going to be seamless, ladies and gentlemen. Culture's got to go. Go subscribe to his channel. Culture, we love you, buddy.
Thank you.
Even when we give you a hard time.
Hey, look, I'll be right back as soon as I can be, but Lou and I got some stuff to talk about. We're gonna talk about the hack at Sony, and I'm not just talking about Amy Pascal. So we'll see you later. Bye.
Folks, you're going over to the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you in just a minute. Carl Anderson from 5. Hey, Pro. Just want to say thank you for the prayers for my dad over the weekend. The doctor shocked his heart out of AFib and sent him home today. That AFib is no joke, and it will weaken you, so we're hoping that he has a speedy recovery. And look at that great photo of you and Jeremy. Very cool. It's kind of strange. Your memory is what it is. I think I remember that photo being taken. I don't think I was so far away from that one. I'm thinking. Bad News Badger for 50. I'll give you news. You decide if it's bad or not. The more the U.S. dollar weakens, the more memberships and supers I can send without spending more money. Woohoo! Go currency exchanges. We love you. Jason Webster for 2. That tells you if it's bad news. Sports news, neurotic 3. Grace Randolph, 0, not 0. Jason Webster against for 2. Mark Ruffalo, the male Rosie O'Donnell. We are likely to cover Rosie tomorrow because it turns out, it made the news that Rosie had returned to the U.S. What we didn't know is it might be because she needs to help defend her young one who has been touching the junkin of others, maybe, allegedly. Lauren?
There's that, but I think it's also a possibility that she threatened the potato crop of Ireland.
That'll do it. They've had enough of that. How might one threaten the potato crop, Lauren, of Ireland?
I imagine that she might possibly consume them out of all of their potatoes.
That'd be a real problem. Imagine the carbs. Imagine the starch. Man, makes my hair stand up just thinking about it. Great Caesars goes for 2. Brendan Fraser as an older Cade Skywalker movie. Lauren, what say you?
I love Brendan Fraser, but that would be odd casting for Cade. I'm having trouble seeing it, but I'm sure somebody will produce an image using AI, and maybe you can convince me. We'll see.
Are we doing is it official? If we for sure we're doing another Mummy, or are we still holding out?
Yes,
yep,
yes.
It's on the slate.
Okay.
They got Rachel Weisz signed as well.
Wow.
Finally. So
yeah,
yeah.
maybe the script was good enough for her. Jason Webster for 2. Mark Ruffalo rocking the Amadeus Mozart haircut. He's got it pushed back, ruffled up, curled up. Rachel Sherman out there, member for 6 months. Wisconsin doesn't claim Ruffalo. We claim Tony Shahoob. Go Tony. And go Brats. Wisconsin is a great place where if you spell B-R-A-T-S, it doesn't mean a spoiled child. It means something you can eat. Way better. Calagri sold out for 5. Mark Ruffalo, Mark Hamill, Robert De Niro are stranded on a desert island. Which one blames the coconuts for their thirst first? I'm going to say that all 3 of them start hallucinating and believing those coconuts are some other kind of coconuts real fast.
Personally, I think Ruffalo is the one who's going to raise the biggest squawk.
Probably. To nail the 10th for 2, that's like digging in on a Wile E. Coyote cliff. And Calligraphy of Soulbound 4-5, America bless those men and women who received the Congressional Medal of Honor, the Purple Heart, and the Legion of Merit. Yes, absolutely. And to everybody out there who has given so much to the red, white, and blue, we say thank you. We also want to say thank you to those who were willing to go. Folks, it transcends politics, the State of the Union. I know it's become so partisan, but still, the Olympic teams, the Olympic athletes who are willing to show up there, well done. You don't have to be political. You don't have to be partisan, but you can stand there and say, hey, good job, and go America, no matter which side of the aisle you sit upon. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get on because we got to send you to the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you. It's a great show. You got to go there to know what Lou knows, and Lou knows more than any of us when it comes to Hollyweird. Before we send you, though, Vash Sky, you've got it right down there. Vash Sky Park Cast. Folks, subscribe at last to the channel you've been waiting for. Vash, what's coming out soon?
Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a night stream featuring some of our amazing West Coast friends talking about all kinds of stuff, but certainly that Variety article talking about Josh G. Morrow and Dana Walden. Definitely check it out. It's going to be awesome. And then next week, on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, we have Drew the Disney Dude joining us for some Disney discussion right there. Yeah, you know the name if you follow him on X, that's for sure. Or maybe if you don't, you see him in your feed. So that'll be very interesting to talk about his amazing Substack article that reveals a lot about Disney leadership.
Fantastic stuff. And congrats on the get. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get, but before we do, it's Clipathon time because you earned it. You got us across that goal. So here we go. Some of the greatest clips of all time.
In a world in which franchises are being broken every day, only one man, cloned, can save the day. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll wipe smog from your eyes. Join Lorne Connor as he takes on an epic quest. It's Lord of the Rings.
One sword to guide me, one heart to bind me.
All I have to do is drop. Hello there and hi there from Quick Buck Comics. We've been watching as companies like Disney, Warner Brothers, and Universal all universally suck. And then we watched as companies like Rippaverse and Big Man Comics came in to save the day. That's when we realized we could make crappy comics and do it the cheap way by not doing the hard work that Rippaverse and Big Man Comics were doing. We've got characters like John Maynor, William Thompson, and Staccato DDS. Why? Because we stole them from the WDW Pro audience. Because making characters is hard. And by the end of every comic, you get to draw your own panels. Why? Because art is hard. But please, folks, when you're done, make sure to buy our coffee that's made by someone else with our label slapped on it. Why? You guessed it. Making coffee is hard.
There are times when you are faced with a question of is this alive or is it dead? When you cannot figure out what incarnation this critter might be. That's when you call Is This Live at 1-888-IS-THIS-LIVE. Don't pay attention to the number, folks, just dial it. And we'll help you out figuring out, is that critter live or not? IsThisLive.com.
It's time for an autumn fizzle. For Grizzle, the skill are on the trees.
Stop it. Get some help. We have waited for months, mis amigos. Finally, the herald has arrived. It is the hombre of legend. Look.
He's a man, he's a man, he's a mic of a man. Everyone be a fan of Mexican Iron Man.